Yes, Your Honor. The defense will call Lizzie Borden to the stand.
Ms. Borden, come to the podium.
Solemnly swear that this will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
I do.
Would state your name, please?
Lizzie Borden. Lizzie Andrew Borden.
Your full name is what?
Lizzie Andrew Borden.
And I take it that Andrew is your named after your dad, is that correct?
I am.
Ms. Borden, there was a horrible murders that happened at your house in August of 1892, August the 4th. You're fully aware of that, are you not?
I am.
And you've suffered with the thought of that all the way up through the present time, is that correct?
I certainly have.
Ms. Borden, did you have anything to do with the demise, the murder, the heinous murder of your stepmother
I did not.
and of your father?
I did not.
You went through, shortly after the incidents, what the Commonwealth of Massachusetts calls an inquest, correct?
Yes, I did.
Have you ever heard of any such thing before you were summoned into that inquest?
No.
But you got to learn what that was, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And it was essentially composed of what cast of people that were questioning you and interrogating you.
And I felt it was an inquisition
And
because
who-
I was totally alone.
And who was it that was conducting it? With you alone?
Mr. Knowlton.
Who was it?
It was the, I don't know, the defense, the prosecuting person.
The lawyer, is that
Lawyer,
correct?
yes.
Prosecutor from the district attorney's office.
Yes.
And was he there alone interrogating you?
No, there was another gentleman as well.
And who was that?
I don't even think of his name.
Was it a policeman?
There were policemen, there were many people.
There were many people in the room.
Yes.
And how many of them were people that you invited or that were there to help you, give you any comfort?
I was alone.
That was how many days after your discovery of these horrible murders?
2 days, 3 days.
Your memory is not real exact, is that fair to say?
Oh, that is certainly
So
true.
this is an objection to the question by the member. The leading question. Only over.
Thank you. Were you under any kind of sedation or medication when you went to that inquest?
Well, Dr. Bowen had come over and he had given me he had given me 2 different kinds of things. Something called bromocaffeine. I have no idea what that was. That was to help my nervousness because I was so nervous. And then he gave me something else.
Morphine?
Yes, sir.
Morphine sulfate.
Yes, sir.
And do you recall that that was of any assistance to you in the state of mind and feeling that you were in when you went to that inquest?
Well, I know I wasn't as clear as I might have been because there were times when they asked me questions and they asked me questions backward and forward and forward and backward and I couldn't remember what I had said or what I was saying.
How long did that inquest go on?
Several days.
And were you given any assistance or comfort of any reverend or an attorney or anybody else for those several days of inquest?
No, sir.
You were by yourself.
Yes.
And if I asked you to tell this court and this jury what the questions and answers were that were given in the the course of those days at the inquest. With notes being taken by you, would you be able to tell us what it is that was asked of you and what it is that you said in those days?
I would be hard pressed to, sir. I can only tell you what I believe is to be the truth.
What is the state of mind, clarity that you have today in contrast to those days just after the murders?
Well, I'm certainly calmer than I was then.
And do you have a memory today of basically what you were doing before the horrible discovery was made by you of your mother and then of your father?
Well, I believe so.
Let's back up to that day. It's been said that just before then that you had been to the pharmacy and that you had purchased some poison some days before.
I had not been to any pharmacy and I did not purchase any poison.
Had you gone to a chemist store anywhere for any such thing?
I had no reason to.
Had you at any time in your life been to a pharmacy or a chemist to buy some sort of chemicals for various home purposes?
No, sir.
It's been said that you spent time in the barn of the property where you lived that morning. Were you in fact in the barn for some reason that morning?
Yes, I had gone out into the backyard. It was my intention to look for sinkers because I was to join the party in New Haven. We were to go fishing at some point, and I didn't think that I had any lines or any sinkers, and I was going to go later in the afternoon.
To join your sister?
No. I was going later in the afternoon to buy fishing line and hooks, and I thought Father had said there was some lead in the barn up on the second floor, and so I went up there to see if there was some, and I found a large box and started looking through it.
Was it unusual for you to leave the house in the years that you lived there and go into the barn for various purposes?
Normally go up to the barn, but I went up for that particular purpose because he had mentioned that there was probably lead there.
But this wasn't the first time that you had been in the barn.
No, certainly not.
And the purpose of getting the sinkers for fishing, you said, was to join your sister in Fairhaven?
Yes.
And you knew that she had gone there and had done some fishing there with friends, correct?
Well, I wanted to go too, but I had to wait a little bit longer. I couldn't go when she went because I'm the secretary and the treasurer for the Christian Endeavor Society, and I thought it only reasonable that I fulfill my duties with them so that I had to go later.
It's been said that you spent the suggestion is some unusual amount of time eating pears in the barn. Did you eat pears in the barn that day, Miss Borden?
Well, I did.
You did?
Yes.
Was this an unusual event to take a pear or two from the tree and bring them up to the barn?
They were in the
Or
yard.
anywhere else?
And I went by them, and they looked good. I saw them out there, and I remember I hadn't really eaten breakfast. I had had a cup of coffee.
So you indeed ate pears that morning?
I did.
You don't deny it.
No, I did eat pears.
You also burned a dress a couple of days later, is that correct?
I did.
And was that the first time that you would burn a dress or any piece of clothing that you had?
Certainly not. How else does one dispose of things that are no longer useful?
And what's the reason that you burned the dress on August 7th, after the investigators had been through your house?
Okay.
Why did you pick that time to burn the dress?
Well, Emma had said, you still have that old dress with the paint stains. I said, yes. She said, you haven't gotten rid of that yet. I said, no time like the present. And so I decided to burn it.
And it was not unusual for you to do such a thing with a piece of clothing that you had no use for.
Well, it was no longer useful. How else does one dispose of